Dear students, welcome to session number 13. Our topic is listening and note taking. Program is BSc third semester General English, Bangalore North University. Let us recap your previous knowledge. Let me ask you our first question. What is listening? Listening is just hearing or listening. What is the difference between listening and hearing? All these things we are going to discuss in this session. And what is listening? The first question is what is listening? And you just listen. Normally every day we just listen to so many sounds. Okay, and in the classroom you will listen to the lectures. In the conference you will listen to the talks, and you will listen to horns, vehicle horns, and you will listen to bell sound, creaking noise of the door. All these things we listen. So this is listening. And is there any difference between hearing and listening? Definitely there is a difference between hearing and listening. So all these sounds, like when you are crossing the road, you just hear the noise of the honking of the vehicle horns, and barking of the dog, or people talking in the market. Okay, so all these things we just hear. Okay, and lectures, talks, we listen in the classroom. That means the difference between hearing and listening is we listen with attention, we listen with care, we listen with interest. And hearing, we just hear and forget them. Okay, so in the marketplace, in the majestic, in the bus stand, we hear many noises, and next moment we'll just forget them, and we won't concentrate on them. Okay, listening with concentration, we listen with a purpose, we listen. Okay, so you all listen to the lectures in the classroom because you have examination, and you have a purpose before you, that you need to pass the examination, and you need to attend the lectures. Okay, that is the difference between hearing and listening. And why is listening so important for college students especially? Yes, so for college students, listening is so important because whatever they listen throughout the year or throughout the semester, they need to remember it. They need to remember it, and they need to pass the examination. They need to reproduce same thing in the examination, and our examinations are based on the memory. Okay, so examinations will assess the memory of the students. That is why, depending on the memory, how they reproduce in the examination. Okay, so that will be done. And that is the reason listening is so important for college students. Which is long lasting, listened material or recorded material? Of course, listened material is not long lasting, recorded material is long lasting. That means we, however, with so much of attention you listen to the lectures, and with the purpose, with concentration, you listen to the lectures 1 hour or 2 hours, 3 hours, daily for 4 to 5 hours classes you will have, and you listen to all those lectures with concentration, with care. And by the time you go home, you half of the thing you will forget, and next day some percentage of it will be forgotten, and by next week completely you will forget except few main points. So that happens with the listening material. And recorded material, so same day if you record it while listening, simultaneously if you go on recording the points, so the records will be long lasting, and you can preserve them till the end. And what are the different source materials available to face examination? That is our next question. Different source materials, like what are the source material you generally refer to previous day to examination, or prior to examination, some days, some months prior to examination? So textbooks will be there, prescribed textbooks will be there, reference books will be there in the library. So library is the major source of books. Okay, and reference books, textbooks, etc. So the library is one of the source materials. that is so easily available for the students. And after that, ebooks are there, Google, Wikipedia, and what all. Okay, so then after that, magazines, periodicals, I mean, all those things are available in the library, college library. Okay, and outside also you may subscribe the magazines and the textbooks, journals, etc. Okay, these are all the different source materials available for examination. And yeah, with this introduction, let us see the listening skills. Our first point under this listening and note taking is listening skills. So listening is a skill, yes. Okay, it is a skill, and every day students listen to many things like lectures, discussions, debates, conversations, etc. Do they really listen to those things or just pretend to listen? They just pretend to do so. It is a big question mark. Okay, so, and the difference between hearing and listening, we have already seen in the previous slide the differences between hearing and listening. So hearing is just perceiving sound by the ear. We just perceive the sound by the ear, by our ear, and this happens simply without any effort. Okay, so we won't put any effort to listen, and without putting any effort, we just listen with the help of our ears. And listening is done with concentration, conscious involvement. Okay, conscious involvement is there in listening. Okay, there is a purpose behind listening, and concentration of course is required. So that is the major difference between listening and hearing. Listening is important for college students. The examination, because of examination, they need to listen to the lectures, to the what to say, talks of the teacher throughout the semester. And the examinations, why all this happen? Because examinations are tested based on the memory. The students memory will be tested in the examination. And in order to listen effectively, there is a need to concentrate on paralanguage also. Language and paralanguage. So language, whatever the words, with the help of the words the teachers speak, that is language of that is related to language. And para language means beyond language. What are the other things that can communicate? Okay, for example, our body language, gestures, facial actions and reactions. Okay, smile and posture, gestures, etc. Overall body language will come under paralanguage. Voice, okay, the voice, the stop, pause, and pitch, etc. So all these come under paralanguage. Okay, so in order to listen effectively, there is a need to concentrate on paralanguage. Yeah, now in this slide, we are going to concentrate on listening for information and note taking. Listening for information and note taking. So, how do we listen? Listening is listening to lectures or any talks with concentration, with a conscious involvement of our mind. Okay, so that is listening. That is the definition of listening. And listening for information and note taking. Let us go to understand this. Okay, because note taking is so important, listening is also so important for the students, because they are going to face the examination. And examinations are based on the memory tests. So besides understanding the lesson, there is also a need to remember important points. Okay, so students, if they understand the lesson, it is not just over. Okay, in addition to understand the lessons that are taught every day, there is also a need to remember important points of each lesson. And in order to remember those main points, it is important to take the notes. Okay, so they need to remember till the examination or till the end. Okay, if there some life skills and some thoughts and ideas, because literature is the reflection of life. Okay, so literature cannot be forgotten, because throughout the life it leads you. right? And in that way, so in order to remember the main points, they need to record it. Okay, they need to record it, and it is important to take down notes. That is why note taking is so important. Note taking will be a guiding source material during the examination. For this reason, note taking is important. And while listening to a lecture or discussion, it is important to take the notes simultaneously. So how to take notes? For example, a teacher is speaking. That means he or she is teaching a lesson, but in a particular hour. So what the students should do, simultaneously they should listen to the lecture, and they should go on taking down the notes in terms of main points, in terms of points, main points and sub points both. Okay, in terms of points, they should go on taking down the points, right notes. Okay, and see, so simultaneously they need to do this. Listening and note taking should be done simultaneously. Of course, time will be very less, and the speech or the lecture will be going on so fast. Okay, and within that time, students have to take down the notes. That is why I mean, there is a need to use abbreviations, there is a need to use pictorial expressions, okay, in their notes. So notes need not to be in terms of sentences, full sentences, paragraphs, etc. Okay, it should be written in terms of points. Okay, main points, sub points, right? So in terms of points, students should go on making notes. Okay, they should go on taking down the notes when the lecture is going on. Thus, note taking has been an important step in studying. So that is why in studying, note taking has become an important step. Okay, that is why, see, so far what we have seen, we saw what is listening. So listening is what to say, listening to the lecture or any kind of talks, any kind of discussions with the concentration, with the purpose, and what to say, with the conscious involvement of the students' minds. That is listening. And note taking. Note taking is taking down the notes in terms of points simultaneously when the lecture is going on. Okay, that is note taking. And now let us see. So now we have understood now that note taking is one of the important steps in studies. Okay, a student has to develop note taking skills, listening skills in his life or her life. So now let us see what are the important steps to develop the skill of note taking. Okay, how to take down notes very effectively. So there are certain steps given here, and concentrate on this. A first step is be prepared and read the topic beforehand in order to have a general idea of the topic. Okay, so this is very important. Be prepared. So tomorrow a timetable will be there, and the topics will be given. And in previous session, previous classes, teachers will definitely tell you, give you a hint that what are they going to teach next class. So due to all this, you need to prepare for the next class previous day itself. Be prepared, read the topic beforehand. What topic is going to be taught next day in the next class? That has to be read beforehand by the students. Why? Because students need to have a general idea of the topic before they go to listen to the topic. So that is why beforehand they need to read the lesson, and they need to have an idea of a general idea of the topic. And next step, pay close attention to paralanguage. Okay, I've already told you paralanguage affects so well, right? So just 10% has been conveyed through the words we speak. Okay, another left out 90% will be conveyed through our body language, paralanguage, etc. Okay, and paralanguage consists of tone, pitch, pauses, stresses, intonation, voice, etc. So these are the things used by the speaker, and these things will be uh, uh, effective on the students, on the listeners. And so that is why second step is pay attention to paralanguage. And third one is be attentive to the words like to sum up. uh, to sum up, that means to sum up means the speaker is going to say important things. He is going to sum it up. He or she is going to sum it up. That means uh, the teacher is going to reiterate those things. And while reiterating, while summing up, only important points the teacher will tell you. So that is why there is a need to concentrate on words like to sum up. Okay, summarizing, sum up. Next, list like first, second, finally, etc. And the repeated words. Okay, list like firstly, secondly, thirdly, finally. All these things should be concentrated on more, and repeated words should be concentrated on more. Okay, why? Because only important points are going to be repeated, and lists means very important points will be listed. That is why, by the speaker, that is why you need to concentrate on words like sum it up, firstly, secondly, thirdly, finally, and the repeated words. Okay, so all these things you need to concentrate while listening to lectures in the classroom. Next, next step is, while taking notes, what you have to follow, uh, you need to follow, uh, what to say, I've told you already. The speaker will be going so fast, the teacher will be telling so fast. Speaking speed is different, writing speed is different. Okay, so while writing, what you have to do, you go on using abbreviations, pictorial representations. Okay, and no need of using the whole sentences. Don't go to write the whole sentence, because it takes a lot of time, and you can't patch up the speed of the speaker. That is why, so use abbreviations, use pictorial representations, and don't go to use the full sentences. No need of writing full sentences in notes. Okay. Next step is review the notes same day. On the same day, you go home, review the notes. Why? Because if there are any details missed, you can add them. Okay, and you can fill those missing details. That is why same day itself you have to refer to the notes. You have to review the notes taken by you. Okay. Next step, there is a need to listen to the lecture attentively. Of course, without listening to the lectures attentively, you cannot take the notes, right? And that is why be attentive when the lecture is going on, when the class is going on. You should be very attentive. First and foremost thing is, this is actually the first step. You should listen to the lectures attentively, then only you can take down notes. Okay. And the next step, note taking is a skill that can be acquired and improved through practice. Okay, so this is the next point you have to remember. Of course, it is a skill and you can acquire it, and you can improve through practice. Unless you practice it, you won't learn it. So start doing from today itself. Take down the notes when the lecture is going on and review it on the same day. Okay, so keep it as a record, and this will definitely help you during the examination. And while making notes, remember, don't go to use the full sentences. Use pictorial representations, abbreviations, okay, etc. And when you listen to the classes, you listen to the words like to sum it up, firstly, secondly, thirdly, list like them, and repeated words. Okay, so these are very important points. Next, uh, let us see. Yeah, so let us see an exercise passage. Okay, so a sample passage is given. Normally in the examinations, how this note taking will be given, they give you a passage, okay, and you need to read the passage and make the notes, okay, or take down the notes. So that is how questions will be there in the examination. Right, in the classroom you can just listen to the lecture and take down the notes simultaneously, but in the examination passage will be given, because teachers cannot come to the examination, they cannot dictate you. Okay, they cannot teach you during the examination to take down the notes. So since all these things cannot be done during the examination, a passage will be given, so you need to read the passage. Read the passage and take down the notes. So let us go to the exercise passage. This is how, this is just the sample. Okay, sample of note taking passage, and that will be there in the examination, the question paper. Let us see exercise passage. Listen carefully. Okay, you can safely drive your car from one place to another. This is about safe driving of the car. Okay, you can safely drive your car from one place to another if you follow these steps. First, make sure that all four tires have enough air in them. Second, settle comfortably into the driver's seat and fasten your seat belt snugly across hips, shoulder, and chest. Third, adjust the rear view and side view mirrors to give yourself a clear view of traffic immediately behind you and on both sides. Fourth, check over both shoulders before backing out of your parking spot. A successful journey begins with the first step, and if you begin your drive by following these steps, your journey should end well for you, for everybody else on the road. This is the passage. Okay, so here passage is given, and how you take down the notes. So while taking down the notes, remember students, you should write only the points. Okay, only the points. Repetition should be avoided, and unnecessary explanations to be avoided, and don't go to use lengthy words, lengthy sentences. No need of writing full sentences. You can use abbreviations, you can use pictorial representations. You have to take down the notes in terms of points. Okay, let us see how notes is taken down from the above passage. Notes taken down by the exercise passage. Okay, first the main heading is steps to follow for safe car driving. Okay, this topic is safe car driving. So the main heading is steps to follow for safe car driving. First step, check air in the tires. Second one, sit in driver's seat and fasten seat belt. Third one, adjust rear view and side view mirror. Last one, move out of parking spot after checking over both shoulders. Okay, so this is the brief notes taken down from the above passage. So students, we have come to the end of the session now, and let us recap what we have done. So in the session, we saw listening. Okay, listening is listening to the lectures or any kind of talks with concentration, with conscious involvement of the mind. Okay, that is listening. And note taking is when the lecture is going on, you go on taking the notes in terms of points. So in order to do that, you should be very attentive when the lecture is going on. Okay, so what are the steps to take down the notes? Okay, first listen attentively, right? Then go on taking the notes simultaneously, right? And concentrate on paralanguage, right? Body language and paralanguage, etc. Then use abbreviations, pictorial representations, and only the points. Unnecessary repetition should be avoided. Okay, so these are the things you should remember while taking down the notes. Okay, notes is a permanent record, and that will definitely help you during the examination. Previous day to the examination, if you just glance over it, uh, it will help you a lot to remember, because examinations are based on the memory of the students. That is why they are going to test your memory. That is why. Okay, so these are the things you need to remember, students. That is why when the notes are taken, same day you need to review. Okay, if there are any points to be included, you can include, you can edit the notes. That is why same day itself it has to be done. Otherwise, so if you leave a day or two, definitely you will forget the things, because different subjects, more classes will be there each day, and you go on forgetting. It will go on fading in your memory. So that is why note taking is one of the important steps in your study life. You need to cultivate it. So remember, students, note taking is very important. Go on taking the notes simultaneously when the lecture is going on. Each lecture, whatever may be the subject. Okay. So with this, we have come to the end of the session. Thank you for listening to me, and I'm going to end the class now.